What's up, guys? It's Kenny here from Second Floor Podcast. I'm at the one and only place, Drive-In Barbershop and Auto Detailing. It's been 1 year now since our boy Alec has been open with his second barbershop location. And I thought, what better way than to go have a seat on his chair, freshen up the look a little bit, and talk business, talk content, and just talk about what both of us are up to lately with building our both respective businesses. So definitely something you want to check out. We had some laughs. We had some, good nuggets in there for growth and strategy, depending on whatever it is you're doing. And if you need a cut, you know where to go. This is a place. So check it out. Let me know what you think. Let's keep elevating. Cheers. I'm your co-host, Kenny Bhullar. I'ma clap the trappers, cause y'all in the for them actors.
Welcome on the Second Floor Podcast.
I've been rolling around with all my goons and all my savages. I just want to do.
We would have dreamt of something like this, and here it is.
Ray with the heaters, got the track sounding immaculate.
Looking kinda dapper, but it be chillin'. This don't matter about my business, so
I'm inside the Drive-In Barbershop with my man, Alec. And man, it's been 1 year. Big congratulations.
Thank you, bro. Congrats on yours too.
Thanks, man. Absolutely. I feel like Alec is, an aspiring content creator, but also just a local entrepreneurial beast when it comes to continuously innovating. I'm sitting inside his barbershop and we're steps away from his car wash. And, Alec is someone who's uniquely blended two concepts together. I wanted to, long overdue, come sit at his chair, get a haircut, and talk business, talk content, and make sure we're entertaining you guys. So let's learn a little bit more about Alec, and let's get the chance to get a haircut at the same time.
Yes, sir.
Let's double down, man.
I'm gonna put this on real quick. But what do you want to know, bro? What do you want to know?
I think, man, first and foremost, I want to get an idea of, I want to open up the books, because something I saw recently, man, that really caught my attention is, I saw that you're just publicly putting out your numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
you know the reason for that is? Bro, it's the harsh reality, but that's how people get motivated these days. Like, some people would look at that and be like, oh, I want to become a barber now. And my goal eventually is to just teach. Like, I could cut hair all day long, but if you want more leverage, you got to teach people how to do it. So that's the reason why I share them, is to motivate people like, oh, I want to become a barber now. And then, eventually they're going to try to hire me to teach them more of like consulting.
You know what's cool about that is you, at the end of the day, you're still technically cutting hair. Like you're still doing
that same haircut.
Yes.
I'm doing that same haircut. May as well teach with that haircut, right?
And it allows you to actually be in more than one place at one time. That's the thing that, my brother and I with Brave, like we talk about, we think future forward. We think, okay, more than one location. We think, how can we be able to just have more students? At the end of the day, with two brothers, you can't really, let's just say,
scale it up,
expand beyond two if it's just you two teaching.
That's true.
So you start thinking of teaching other coaches to eventually represent you and your brand.
Yep.
Right? And you have to start realizing, I think that's a cool thing about creating a brand. Like, I wonder how much you think about that, where it's like, how much are you building the name Alec as opposed to Drive-In Barbershop or Compound, right?
Yeah, that's true. So, at first I didn't think about that stuff. It's like, brand, what is brand? But the more I'm kind of paying attention to Gary Vee and like Hormozy, they're talking about it a lot. What is brand? And they use the example of like, oh, how does The Rock build $1 billion business in like a year or two? So, and how does LV, how they charge so much for their bags? It's all branding, right?
What's kind of your strategy around increasing your prices? Because I noticed recently you publicly announced that your rate has changed. Do you have kind of like a timeline with that? Or are you, is that a yearly thing? When do you decide to do that?
It happens every year, coincidentally. Pretty much, it's just demand. I was cutting for 60 hours a week, getting like 120 clients. Not 120 clients, 120 spots, roughly 80 to 90 clients, because I do perms. Now, if I go down to 40 hours, how many people can I take now at that time frame? Way less, right?
It's a good point.
It's the same as toilet papers during COVID. Everyone wanted toilet paper all of a sudden. And people are selling them on Facebook Marketplace for a price.
The demand becomes so much higher when you feel like the supply is no longer as high anymore.
Yeah, that's what it was. Supply and demand.
So when it comes to like, let's say your number one client, meaning like the guy that's been sitting at your chair since you started, do you grandfather in their rates?
That's the thing I had to do, was actually raise their prices too. At first I had them grandfathered, but at the same time, every time I cut his hair, let's say I was charging him like $30 because that's what I used to charge, and I could make 60. So I have to look at it like, damn, if I cut this guy, I'm literally losing $30.
Yeah.
And most of them understand like, oh shit, that's true. Like, what would you do in that situation? Would you give someone $30? And if they come weekly, how much is that per month? How much is that per year?
Yeah.
They can easily get that same haircut too.
Especially
Why do I have to do it?
In an environment like this, when it's a repeat customer, at least maybe once or two times a month, right? How do you go about that conversation? Because
I just text them. It's hard text to send, but after you send it, it's a huge relief.
yeah,
Just anything. That's what I've been learning recently. Is like the hard conversations are hard for a reason, but after you make them, it's just a huge relief, and that's what it takes to become big in business. Just having those hard conversations.
It's so true. I think it's one thing if like you don't grandfather the rates in right away, and you're just continuously increasing the prices. But it sounds to me, man, like you did it after some time. Like you gave them the chance to feel special and keep that rate, honor that rate in the beginning until a certain point where, due to how much you're scaling, due to how much more value you're providing, I think it just ultimately feels like a no-brainer, right?
Yep, 100%.
That was like with us too, man. We just made that decision, like when we switched from operating our martial arts dojo in the basement to, shifting over. At that point, it was about 80 members. We just made the choice to just keep the rate the same. In that way of, hey, we thank you for, supporting us when we were in our grassroots basement operation. True. To, now growing out of it, we're not gonna charge you more. And then, hearing from your perspective with where you're at, how like you do reach a certain point where you feel okay to do so, to switch it up, it gives some different perspective, right?
Like you have to be almost like, oh, that spot's guaranteed gonna get booked if you weren't there.
Yeah.
So.
No, exactly.
They'll understand that. Like, come on, you're literally taking someone's spot that I could have possibly made way more. If you're a friend, you want me to make less money, and now I have to work extra, and now I don't have time for other important things like spend time with my girl, spend time with my family. Yeah, it's gotten to the point where I'm working 60 hours a week and I'm making content. So let's say I add another 10 hours a week, 70 hours a week. I don't have time for anything else, and I'm giving this guy a discount so I can spend less time with other shit, right?
Yeah,
so
your time.
You don't get more time.
It becomes so much more valuable at that point.
So it's either that versus getting more time with family, your girl.
It's crazy, man. Like now, I start thinking, I kind of think this way. I'm like, okay, 2 years from now, me, how do I want my life to look? And what decisions do I need to make right now to get like a head start on making it look that way? And I'll give you an idea, man. Like right now, we just hired a receptionist.
Sick.
So we're 1 year in fully, we're 6 months in our new location. I'm like, okay, like I have to make that decision now. So I'm not sitting inside my dojo till 11:30 p.m. every night. 2 years from now, I picture myself, engaged. I picture myself, pretty much getting prepared like for that next stage of my life, getting married and, like starting that future with my girlfriend. And it's like, man, if I'm not making that like calculated decision now to prepare myself for that in 2 years, I'm gonna be living inside my dojo.
Yep.
And that's not like how does that make sense then if you want to be able to, like you said, create that balance and even now, like just making it home on time to like see my parents, you know?
Yep.
And it's like I'll come home, everyone's sleeping, and it's like how long do I want to keep doing that for, right?
True.
But I think
you do have to sacrifice at first, but
yeah.
Once the clients are actually coming in and okay, the opportunity cost is there.
Oh, exactly.
And then boom.
Man.
Yep.
What do you think is like right now the most trendy haircut?
Blowout taper.
Low taper, hey?
Blowout taper, yeah.
Where are people like? Where do these trends come from in the world of haircut?
TikTok, bro.
Yeah.
But we're coming up to the issue. Like we're coming up to a problem where a blowout taper. We're only cutting this part and this part, sides and back, and the parents, they grew up. You know, if you go to a barber, they need to see like a drastic difference. With the blowout taper, sometimes it's not a big difference. Because they want to leave the top, the sides.
Fair.
So now, how do we communicate that with the parents? Because we want to give the parents what they want. At the same time, we want to give the clients what they want. But it's two different things sometimes.
So true.
How do you communicate that?
That's crazy to know. Like that reference reminds me so much of even in our world, where there's what the parent wants for the kid to get them stronger, to get them like they'll literally tell me to have their 6-year-old man up more. And it's like
a what?
Like they'll be like, oh, this is what I want for my 6-year-old kid. I want him to man up. I want him to be more mean. I want him to getting him into martial arts so he could stop like for lack of a better term, being a bitch. Like that's how some parents actually like say for their 6-year-old. And sometimes I'm like, yeah, okay, makes sense. Like, you know, like I nod my head. I'm like, yeah, we'll do our best. Good thinking, getting them in martial arts. And then like they'll be so hard on how their kid's performing. And there's moments where I'm like, dude, he's 6. Like the fact that he's having fun, the fact that he's like at least kind of understanding the concept, then we're good. Completely different story when it's that 11-year-old kid that's acting like a 6-year-old. And then it's time for them to start preparing for like, you know, like their teenage years, and you need to be hard on them. But man, I totally get it where like you got to satisfy the client and the parent at the same time. That's a whole different world.
That's true. But for you, it's been 6 months since you guys opened. Can I ask you some questions about that?
Of course, man. I'm all ears.
Obviously, startup costs. I like knowing the numbers. I have a series when it's like, oh, how much does it cost to start this? For you, how much does it cost to start MMA Brave? Or Brave, what's it called?
Brave, yeah, you
Brave.
nailed it. You nailed it. How much does it cost? Well, man, if we break this down, first and foremost, I did not want to cheap out on the mats. So the mats costed anywhere around $20,000 American.
Holy.
Yeah. Shipped. That does not include shipping.
Damn.
So
it's all in 30K?
30K.
Canadian?
And that's just mats. That's like your standard. We need to make sure we have mats for the martial arts component. Now let's factor in the weight room. You know, with Brave being this interdisciplinary academy, we're combining martial arts with strength training. So typically, the weight room cost will be around, with what we have, $15,000 to $20,000. Luckily, I'm very fortunate. I have a really good connection with Flame & Fitness. So, you know, they definitely helped me out big time with, you know, what we ended up getting and how we ended up going about the process of purchasing everything. So big shout out to Kevin. If you need to have any weight equipment, you know, go see Kevin from Flamin', and he'll be able to help you out. So now we're roughly at a total of about $45,000 already. Now you got to factor in the renovations.
And the down payment for lease, did you have to do first month, last month?
Down payment for at least $10,000. And on top of that, let's factor in the renovations. This was crazy, man. If I did not have blessed the contractor that we had, I would have most likely had to pay at least double.
Damn.
The contractor I had is actually one of our students to one of our junior line students. It's their dad.
Oh, sick.
So big shout out to him as well. He ended up anticipating it would take 7 days. Clean, in and out, let's just paint, let's do some flooring, let's beef up the place. When we started to peel away at the layers of our building, it was a nightmare. We had to do, man, like triple, quadruple the amount of work.
Damn.
Like it went from a 7-day operation to we need 6 to 8 weeks to flip this place around. Man, like I was out telling my students, guys, we're moving in September. September turned into October. October turned into late October. And man, him and his team of 2 were in there day and night, day and night, day and night, building our place. And yeah, that probably took, renovations wise, probably around 50,000.
50?
50.
50?
50, yeah.
What the hell?
The
hell did you do, bro?
From materials.
What did you have to do?
I had to pretty much sell my organs.
Man, with the rental.
I'm down to 1 kidney right now, man. And don't get me wrong, man. I had moments. I had doubts. I was scared. Every day, man. Every day was like a $3,000 day. And I don't mean making. I mean like contractor needed this to buy materials. We needed to, figure out a way to start like, paying people. Contractor team of 2 turned into a team of like 10 because him and his partner were just like hell-bent on how much they needed to get done. So it was insane, man. It was crazy with the amount of work we had to do.
So what's total? 50,
Total, man,
45,
roughly around 100K.
plus 10, 105, give or take?
Definitely roughly around 100K.
And it took how long?
And it took a total of about 3 months total start to finish to get everything from the moment we decided to get in there.
And your permits and everything in 3 months? That's pretty good.
Very fortunate, man. Like we would have been really screwed over with the permits because you know the timeline with that. So contractor made a quick call, right?
Okay.
By the way, contractor's group is called Blazing Light. So if anyone ever needed, something from him, his name's Steven. If anyone's listening and ever needed like someone that we ended up reaching out to help us, I'd be very happy to send those details out. But that's the thing though, man. That's why after this I realized I'm like, man, you can't do shit by yourself. Anyone that thinks they can do everything on their own is a liar.
Yep.
You need people that believe in literally like what you see in your head.
Vision.
And man, that's like everyone from our students that we built up to 85 people in our 100 square feet space basement.
Holy.
And we're promising and telling them, guys, you invest in us now, wait and see what we're gonna build. And like, you just get people that see it. Yeah, you remember being down there. Tell me about your experience.
I wrote on your poster.
Yeah, I remember.
Come on, bro. I think it was all in.
My favorite part was when Raj saw you and like, I think
we're stretching. Like, yo, I know you. Yeah, that was fire.
It was crazy, man.
Yeah, no, the basement, that was sick. I knew, I started looking at your stories, and you grew those classes to like 10, 15 people. I'm like, whoa. Bro, you can't even turn in that fucking room anymore. I was like, it was just a matter of time. I was like, okay, he needs that gym ASAP.
Yeah, we need.
You guys didn't want it. You needed that.
We needed it, man. I think, you know what?
That class.
I'm sure you could testify to this too, man, is like, you got a barber that's like so influenced by you. I can imagine your advice then would be like, start with one chair.
Yeah.
Like start getting mentored by somebody.
Yeah.
Like start somewhere. Man, I feel like in this day and age, we see glamorous online. We want glamorous right away. We're kind of fooled by that in the world of TikTok, right? It's like, it's what stops so many people, man, from just starting. Like if people can see and hear about our basement, I want other people to start in the basement.
Yeah, 100%.
If we didn't do that, Alec, we
didn't
never
start from second floor.
Yeah.
Podcast, right? You should call this the basement.
This needs to be called the basement podcast.
Because that's where we started, baby.
That's dope.
But yeah, It's called second floor now, but it was
Yeah.
the basement before, man.
Man, we gotta call it third floor podcast now. New level. New
But yeah.
level.
That's true.
That's crazy.
No, I'm proud of you, bro.
Thank you, bro.
Like, I love the basement and everything, but I knew you wanted something,
Yeah,
something
you
more,
want
something bigger.
more, 100%.
What's the vision for it now?
The vision now, man,
you can,
is...
You can fill it up. It's probably already filled up right now. How do you scale from that?
So now the thing is, man, is definitely I would love over the coming years to come have another location for sure.
Oh, where?
I mean, you know how it is, man. You kind of like cross your fingers and hope it's ideally where you want, but anywhere that isn't West Side, since we're already there.
Yeah, you're already West Side.
But I'd love South Side. Being South Side, being in and around, you know, this area would be pretty ideal.
What's been the hardest part of starting that gym? Is it finding people? Is it getting people in? Is it just the paperwork stuff?
That's a good question.
Accounting,
Hardest
marketing?
part. I feel like the hardest part is, you know, it's crazy when you ask me that, man. Like, I love what I do so much.
Yeah.
And everything
Fall in
that
love
came
with
with
each
it,
one.
like it's hard to narrow in on what was the toughest. I think that's the beauty of just doing what you love. But I think the hardest part is being patient. To be very honest, I wanted what.
That's what
Brave-
Gary Vee told me about.
No way.
That was his advice with me. I was like, oh, I can't find someone to run my detail side. He was like, yet. I'm like,
yeah.
This
I
is
love
what
that. I saw that
entrepreneurs.
video.
This is what entrepreneurs have a hard time with. This yet. We don't have enough patience.
That's exactly it, man. We want it right away. I feel like subconsciously that's what I was.
Bro,
probably
you're only
referring
in
to.
6 months.
Yeah.
And bro, it's pretty bumping in there already.
Yeah, no, thank you, man. This was the hardest part. I wanted Brave to be like how Evolve's strength is in the strength world right now. And like, you know, shout out to John Chiang and his team and what they've been capable of doing. They're over like 10 locations now. They
really?
won the bid for the go-to gym for Amazon headquarters in BC. Like, they're doing things, man. But like, that wasn't done overnight.
No.
So for me, it's like, the hardest part was recognizing that what Brave is today and how it looks, as much as that seems like it was just in 6 months, that took my decade of training in jiu-jitsu, that took my like patience of knowing like, hey, going through the motions of getting my degree, getting experience in the corporate world, like all of that was, I needed to get my reps in and I needed to be where I was then. Because man, I always was like, I want more, I want more. I want more responsibility. I want more money.
You had patience back then by not starting and learning first.
Exactly, man. And like,
That's true.
how Brave has been conceptualized is through a formulation of all of my experiences.
That took a lot of patience.
Yeah, man. And,
Most
and
people
how
would
I
just
show
go
up.
in.
100%, man. Like how I show up to Brave, like from the onboarding process to the structure of the class to who I am as a coach. Like that all took reps, man. So hardest part was being patient enough to be the gym owner and coach that I am today.
True.
That was hard because I wanted that shit like yesterday.
That's sick. We got maybe 5 more minutes.
Yeah, of course, man.
Is there any questions? What's
Let's see. What do you think,
Like
Keegan?
TikTok-
What's
TikTok
something that-
openers, bro.
So Keegan's great. Keegan's like our go-to audience. He's young. He's like millennial Gen Z.
yeah? What questions
He's
do you
got
have for
business.
us?
Yeah, okay, I'll hit you with 3.
Let's
3.
go.
Yeah, one.
Hit Alec first.
Yeah, first.
One at a time. One at a time.
Yeah. So for an entrepreneur, what do you do to get over the fear of Kenny's perfect from the license too?
I don't think you do something. You already become that person. You have to be that confident person already. There's nothing really that, like, it takes years and years of preparation to have that confidence. It's not just gonna be like, I need to do something so that that risk is not a risk anymore. It takes years and years. Like what you were saying, that if you open a gym 5 years ago, okay, that would have been risky. But for him, it was all these years of preparation in the corporate world. You worked at Good Life. Your brother was training, and he had to learn everything to get to the UFC. Then now when you open a gym, it's not much of a risk. So it's a person you have to become at first, and how confident you are as a person in that moment of time is what determines risk. Because risky for you isn't risky for me. You know, it depends on the situation, right? So, yeah, I guess it's just developing the skill set. And yeah, I think that answers the question.
I agree.
What do you think? Can you add anything to that?
Man, beyond developing your skills, I think that's a direct, you could say, contribution to knowing your worth. Like, the combination of your skills equals worth. And if you don't know either side of the coin from that, then it's going to instill, to your point, Keegan, more fear of not wanting to start in the first place. So when we look back at the beginning of our conversation, you know, referencing Louis Vuitton and all these big, all these big companies. Man, I look at an LV purse. I don't need to ask how much it is. I know already, because of the brand's reputation, that's gonna cost me, a fat chunk of change, right? So then when I look in the mirror and I think, okay, 100K down on Brave, well, I gotta look at myself and be like, well, what are you worth? You know, you're not worth 10,000. You're worth 10 million. So what is 100K? And man, I love, like, my girlfriend Preeti, like, she talks a lot about that. We had those conversations. And she's like, she always told me, she's like, well, what's this money in the grand scheme of things when you know you're worth 10, 20, 50, 100 times more than that, you know? So as much as those numbers can scare you in the beginning, people can smell it on you. Like, they could smell if you're being real, if you're being inauthentic, or if you really know what it is you're doing. And if you're not at that point yet, then wait. Go back to being like me, where I was like, I gotta be patient, right?
Yeah, good question, bro.
Let's go. We got the real host here.
When you're starting as an entrepreneur, I think the big thing you guys were talking earlier about branding. So, in my mind, we're just talking about, you see an LV person, you say, I know how much is that worth. How do you guys?
That's a skill. I think that's a skill on itself too. Pretty much what that is communication of value. So what is communication of value? All the videos you make, the way you communicate to the world. Okay, drive in. We make content. We have a sign. We have this place. Everything contributes to that. So yeah, There's a lot of different things, but if you can break it down to like actions, it's just better videos, better everything. Just communication. So better communication in general, I think. Through videos, through your actions, through everything. I don't know. That's how I think. Can you add to that a little bit, bro?
Oh, bro, 100%. I mean, I like how Alec said better, and it goes back to recognizing that you have more to offer, right? So you're pretty much asking for, like, what's my pricing strategy? And I'll tell it to you straight, man. When I opened up Brave, and we were ready to, like, open up beyond our basement and offer a pricing strategy that we knew was gonna be a lot more money, we knew what we were going in with. Like, everything in our facility is of higher quality. So that's higher quality equipment, higher quality coaching, and higher quality gym culture. So I knew that this is 3 times more the value that anyone is gonna get compared to any one of our other competitors. So how did I do it with the pricing? I looked at what our competitors are pricing. We're charging double that. So I'm like, you know what, right off the bat, I'm like, we gotta double it. Now, when I look at 3 times the value and double the price, I then feel like I'm meeting my clientele in the middle. So one would argue, oh, you're 3 times the value, you should triple it. Well, then that's just being a little bit too hungry. So I figured, let's put it in the middle. Let's go double the price, but we're 3 times the value. And that's something I'm consistently reminding myself of, to recognize that we're being fair on the price. Because if anything, that's our biggest objection. People go check out other places, but then for the most part, they come back, right? Because it's worth that price. And I feel like when you do realize that you have a higher quality offering, you should not be afraid to keep the price high. Because that also makes people feel a lot more proud and a lot more inclined to go to you, right? Like if Louis Vuitton was priced at $200, people would be like, this is fishy. Right? There's a reason why it's $2,000,
behind it. Yeah.
Right?
That's true. All right, bro. Last question.
Question 3. So I got the opportunity to speak to a CEO, and the biggest advice they gave me was they said it's not about you, it's about the team.
Can I go first?
Please, yeah.
Well, for me, this is my second barbershop I'm building up. This one was way harder than the first one. First one, I built it up to like 13 barbers. This one, we're still growing. It's been a year now, and we're at about 7 people. About to add 2 more. But first thing I look for isn't about, how good they are at cutting hair. The stuff that they can learn are skills. But the stuff they can't learn are like the way they are. So that's the stuff I look for. You can't really like teach someone how to look for that. You kind of just have it, I feel like. But yeah, it's tough. So I always value how they are first before how good they are at their job, because the way they do their job is they can always improve. But the way they are, you can't change it. That's me, and the way they see my vision. So if they can understand my vision and we're all on the same pace, I know down the road they're not gonna, go the other way. We're on it for long term.
I like that.
Those are my filters. Those are my. How about you, bro?
That sticks out to me big time, Alec. Like, when you're thinking about the team you're building, you want them to be, you want to like the person. Like, to Alex's point, like, who is this guy? Can I spend every day with this person more than I see my loved ones? And as well, can they respect and see the vision you're building? So to add to that, when I'm thinking about building our team, I'm considering 2 things. What do we have in common? There's got to be something in common, right? So I'll pick that with you, Keegan. What you and I have in common is very outgoing personalities, right? Like, I see that. Like, you're always smiling, you're positive. You can hold down and keep a conversation going, which I love. And then I also look at, what is something like this person has that I'm adding to my team that I don't have? Like, what do they see that I don't see, right? So I'll tell you, Keegan is really cool. His first shot he did for us, right? It was awesome. Keegan being our videographer on our team. He's like, man, I'd love to do some shots. And the fact that he was willing to do so was one thing, but 2, he took a photo that is now technically like, it's our sign
Really?
at the top of our window. And he took a shot of Prince. And the way he took it was really cool. You could tell, like, from your skills, back to Alex's point, like, that has to be there. But the thing you saw that I would never be able to see in a photo is he shot a photo of Prince wearing the Be Brave shirt, shot it from his behind, while Coach KB, my brother, is behind him. So it was perfect.
Yep.
And that's the second thing I look for is, what is this person bringing to the table that even if I tried, there's no way I'd be able to do so. It's just like the innate skill they bring. So those 2 reasons are what I really look for. Great questions, man. You should do more interviewing. My man.
How's the cut, bro?
I'm so blind. I gotta put the glasses on to see, but I appreciate it, man. Let's see. Woo!
It's subtle.
It looks the same.
But
hey, man, if my dad and mom were here, they'd have a word with you, right?
but yeah,
no,
thanks
man,
for
thank
coming,
you.
bro.
I appreciate this. It's subtle.
We'll do
clean.
another one. You know what? Next one, I'll go to your gym.
Let's do that.
We can do the podcast. Part 2, baby.
And then you hit the bag and I show you how it's done.
Okay, let's do it.
Thank you, bro. I really appreciate it, man.
On stage, boom bap over the new trap. Who that?
I'm your co-host, Kenny Bhullar.
Rappers, I'ma clap the trappers, cause y'all in the for them actors.
Welcome on the Second Floor Podcast.
I've been rolling around with all my goons and all my savages. I just want the
Who
dudes.
would have dreamt of something like this, and here it is.
It's Ray with the heaters, got the track sounding immaculate.
Looking kinda dapper, but it be chillin'. This don't matter about my business, so I spit.